What's up, guys? You know who it is. It's your boy Kenny with Jdm Muscle, and I'm going to give you 2 reasons of why you should change from the LS truck version water pump to the LS1 style and the benefits you're going to get from it. All right, guys, so the first thing I'm going to show you is the truck style water pump. You can see that this is a truck style water pump because the outlet is coming up and across. Originally, the alternator on the truck style 5.3 LS would be up here. I did a relocate bracket to put that alternator down so we could close the hood, but that still leaves the water pump coming up from here and across. This can create bubbles in the system, which will cause the unit to overheat. When you want to run a bigger throttle body like this, unfortunately, once you switch away from the truck style and intake manifold like I have the LS6 style, everything does get in the way. I did have to actually pull this out and dent it in, which I'll show you here shortly. That created a lot of issues for me. Now, with the LS1 style off of, say, a Camaro or Trans Am WS6, the water outlet actually comes out straight. So let's drain the fluid out, step 1. From there, guys, I can show you a little bit closer once we pull this intake off. We can see a little bit of the brackets, the spacing we're gonna need, and just how to do this install. All right, guys, so step 1, let's loosen these up, which will allow us to pull the intake off of the throttle body. I do need to pull a sensor, and then for me, this part comes right off. All right, guys, now that we have both hoses unconnected, the LS does come with a breather hose that goes into the coolant line. Pull that off. Be careful of my fuel rail. We can get this top one off. We can pull this next one off. Coolant hoses are all off. Next step is to go to the tensioner, take a 15 mil, put it on tight. We're gonna pull back. It's gonna release tension. We can pull the belt off, slide it back forward. Just like that, we can take the belt off. Gonna be 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 10 millimeter bolts we need to break free to remove the water pump. For the pure sense of ease and having the extra space, I am removing my 92 millimeter throttle body just to make this a little bit easier for myself. That way the pump comes out a little bit faster. Guys, we are down to one last water pump stud. All right, guys, a little bit of love. The truck style pump is off, so let's get it up and out of the way. All right, guys, so things we're gonna have to swap over. The water neck and thermostat. Don't forget to take off your coolant block-off hose. All right, guys, so when we are converting to the LS1 pump style, this comes off of a 98 to 2002 Camaro or F-body Trans Am WS6. It is for the LS1. You can see it is different. It does come out right here instead of on the top like the truck pump would have been. This is gonna allow the throttle body to sit here a lot easier. Now, when converting, unfortunately, you do have to buy spacers for this. So these are the spacers right here. This is going to push it out far enough to make sure that the pulleys all do line up and the belt itself actually lines up for these. So you are gonna need the spacers. This will push it out a little bit. So these are gonna go on first with the gasket, and then of course the next gasket, and then your pump. It does come with the longer studs. Let's try to slide this back into place. All right, guys, it wasn't easy, but as you can see, I have it balanced in there. And the new pump is on with the spacers. Now, it has put everything extremely close, but I still have room. So now it's just tightening down all 6 studs. All right, guys, so you cannot use the truck tensioner on the LS1 pump style. So you are going to have to buy a bracket adapter. This one I did pick up from ICT Billet. They do make all billet parts and adapters for LSs and everything in between. Guys, luckily they made instructions extremely easy to follow. We're just gonna follow the instructions as so. Start with the flat 10 by
25 millimeter. We'll get this one started in here. Then from here, it shows to take the other 10 by 25 millimeter with the bolt head, and we're going to stick it through the rear and screw down. Once we have that together, we can see that this is easy to move back and forth, so I'm just going to keep it snug. From here, we are going to put each 10 by 60 mil through with a spacer on the back. From here, it does go into the accessory spot on the LS1 pump style. All right, guys, and once the accessory bracket is tightened down, from here, we can take the pulley. Spacer is going to go from the rear. There's going to be a washer. From here, we're going to take our 10 by 40 millimeter and screw it right on, and then we're going to tighten it down. When doing the swap, guys, you are going to have to upgrade to new coolant hoses. HPS does make LS swap hoses. So you can see the first one's going to go here on the top, like so, from water pump onto radiator. Now, I am going to have to cut this in half and add my insert. Of course, this is to let the system breathe on these LSs, so this is going to be inserted between. Now, the bottom one is pretty easy as well. It's going to go right on the bottom of the pump to my bottom of my radiator. You might not see that part of the install, but that's what I'm going to put on now. But before you do all this, make sure to put your belt at least over everything so you don't get this on and then have to remove it. Making sure that I have clearance with the hose on. The hose does come with extra length, so I did have to cut about 4 inches off this end to make sure I can clear the pulley. Now, of course, we did have to insert our breather port, so I am going to insert this in, tighten it all the way down. That way, we can have that breather port. The tensioner tight, belts are all on and in line. We also have the coolant hoses put on, tightened down. We've also put the split in the inside for that breather port. So let's just make sure that all 4 of these are tightened down. Let's put the throttle body back in place. Let's put the 4 Allen bolts back in. We can put this breather port back on. Push that on. Throttle cable can be put back on as well. And last steps, let's put our intake back on, the throttle body.
Guys, and just like that, we are officially done with the LS1 swap onto a 5.3 truck motor. As you can see, we no longer have the port coming up out of here. I have no clearance issues for running a bigger throttle body. It's a much cleaner design. It's a lot more free flowing. We're not going to have to worry about bubbles getting caught up in it. So guys, this is officially done. I hope you like the installed, going over everything, torquing it all down and getting into place. We have room for stuff. Everything is fit. So this is it. The only thing from here is to start it. Of course, separately, I need to add coolant or water wetter. Don't forget to add that to your system before you start it, guys. Peace out. Till next time. All right, guys, now getting coolant or water wet or whatever it may be through your system is one of the most important things to make sure we have no bubbles. If you do or don't know how to do it, this is a real quick rundown. Water wetter I pour in first. I then pour as much water as I can get into the system while it's sitting in this tub. From here, as the engine starts to heat up, it's going to take all the bubbles out of the system or push them up to the top, and this is going to start to bubble. Here soon, my fan's going to kick on just like your stock fans would as well. Now, once it starts to bubble and boil, shut it off. But watch it, because it is going to suck all that water down as it gets rid of the bubbles, and that's how you're going to basically run coolant through your system. Make sure there's no bubbles in it. Some cars do need to be propped up. The LS is a motor where it doesn't really need to be, but I'm going to do this step a couple times while filling this up, and you'll see that this will start to bubble up. I'll hold the gas open at about 2,500 to 3,000 RPMs to create them bubbles. Just don't let it start to overflow.